If you're studying for hours on end, pulling all-nighters and skipping sleep and the gym, you're probably not learning effectively. So just how can you study efficiently for long periods and make sure you remember what you learn? Hey folks, in this video in my evidence-based learning series, I'm going to give you my top tips to help you get the most out of your time studying and maximize your knowledge gain and retention. After years of studying and working as a surgeon and entrepreneur, I can study and work for long periods of time without burning myself out, using the tips and methods in this video. For subjects like medicine and surgery, where there are huge volumes of facts and concepts to learn, you need to study smart and efficiently. Just like we maximize our benefits from the gym by eating healthier and getting a good night's sleep, we can maximize our learning after studying by implementing certain hacks. So in this video, I'm going to give you my 7 strategies that I use regularly to help me to study effectively and be more productive when learning. We're going to cover taking breaks, getting exercise, your study environment, sleep, nutrition, mindfulness, and mindset. And in the mindset section, I'm going to tell you how I hold myself accountable on days when I don't feel like working, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video for those secret hacks. But first, let's get into how to break up your study sessions and reward yourself to avoid burning out. Now, your ability to study and stay focused is very much like cardiovascular fitness. At first, you might only be able to focus and learn things for a short period of time before you lose concentration and become distracted. But with practice, your study intervals will gradually become longer and longer, just like running and exercise. When you're starting off, you'll notice that you might get distracted after a set period of time. Just like a muscle, your brain will tire after focusing or working for any length of time. Research in cognition shows that taking regular breaks can maintain focus, and as we know from my video on spaced repetition, the brain needs time to consolidate what we learn between testing sessions. Taking breaks to maintain focus was popularized by the Pomodoro technique, developed in the late 1980s by then university student Francesco Cirillo, who broke up study sessions into 25-minute intervals with 5-minute breaks using a kitchen timer shaped like a tomato, hence Pomodoro. Your study periods and break lengths can be whatever you want them to be, and you should return to studying feeling refreshed. An extra tip here is to begin to notice when you start losing concentration or tiring while studying, and noting down the time, as this will help you to personalize your breaks. Taking breaks also helps to apply game design to learning and rewards you for periods of study. I try and reinforce study sessions with breaks and fun rewards, and as you do this, you're training yourself to study and your sessions can start becoming longer. I usually break study sessions up with rewards of meditation, food, or a longer break for the gym or catching up with friends. And as you've seen from my Study With Me videos, I can work and focus for long periods of time. So when you plan your study timetable and your day, factor in breaks and rewards. For me, exercise focuses me and is a reward in itself. So let's look at that next. We all know regular exercise benefits the body and the brain. Short bursts of exercise are also helpful for cognition and memory. Just 10 minutes of physical activity can boost attention and memory performance and make you feel healthier and more energized. Exercising plays a role in how well our memory works and also has a reciprocal relationship with sleep, as we know from my video on how to stop being tired. Let's take a quick look at the evidence for exercise. A study done at the University of Georgia in 2008 found that young adults who did just 20 minutes of low-intensity exercise 3 times a week experienced both higher daily energy levels and much lower levels of fatigue. Another meta-analysis looked at 21 studies and the effect of acute and long-term cardiovascular intervention on human memory. Acute exercise improves memory in a time-dependent fashion by priming the molecular process involved in the encoding and consolidation of new acquired information. Regular exercise has also been shown to reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention currently recommends 30 minutes of moderate to high intensity exercise for at least 5 days a week for all healthy individuals, since regular exercise significantly reduces causes of mortality by up to 30% in both men and women. I prioritize exercise always, and I usually feel energized and more focused after exercising. I'll do a HIIT class, CrossFit, or go for a walk in the morning as a break to set me up for the day. And on other days, I'll hit the gym for a weight session. Whatever you do, whether a walk or a quick 20-minute HIIT class, make sure you get it in. I've covered sleep in detail and the science behind why sleep is so important for health, memory, and productivity in my video on how to not feel tired. So be sure to check that out for a deeper dive. In short, dozens of studies have confirmed that memory depends on sleep. And if you've ever gone to bed late, you'll know that waking up to study when feeling tired is a real struggle, and you often lose concentration and are just not that great at retaining any information. To elaborate on how sleep helps with memory, let's look at some research. In one experiment published in Nature, participants were asked to complete the Tower of Hanoi task, which is a maths puzzle where you put rings on pegs just like this. Subjects attempted it once and then were retested, but in different scenarios. When they were retested 1 week later with normal rest, they had a 40% improvement in performance. However, if you let them try the very next day, but researchers messed with their REM sleep the night before, no such improvement was seen, suggesting that sleep plays a powerful role in consolidating memories. In another experiment published in Nature, subjects were taught a complicated algorithm for solving another maths problem. Secretly, however, there was a much easier way to solve this problem, which none of the subjects discovered during the initial test. One group was then retested 12 hours later before sleep, with a few people figuring out the easier method on the second attempt. But if researchers tested them after a night's sleep at the same interval of 12 hours, the rate of discovery of this easier method of solving the problem more than doubled, suggesting that while sleeping, our brains better connect information and help us to solve problems. So if you're stuck solving a problem, get a good night's rest. To summarize this, when sleeping, our brain consolidates memories and will also link memories to help solve problems while you're sleeping. So make sure you get a good night's sleep and don't stay up late to ensure you consolidate what you're studying, and always prioritize a good night's rest before an exam or a test. I'll always have a wind down routine when studying or working so that I switch off a few hours before bed and stop my racing mind. And I'll go to sleep and wake up at consistent times. I'll aim to sleep 7 to 8 hours and wake up naturally while avoiding stimulants like caffeine in the later afternoon and evening. For more specifics and information on sleep, be sure to check out my video looking at how to not feel tired, which covers many of the concepts from Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. In my video on mindfulness and music for learning more effectively, we looked at the evidence behind mindfulness and how it can help to improve productivity, memory, and concentration, and relax you if undertaken for just 10 minutes a day. I routinely practice 10 to 20 minutes of mindfulness as part of work or study breaks, and usually do this using Calm or the Peloton app on my phone. Research shows that nature exposure is restorative for the mind. One study reported better working memory scores after a walk in a natural environment, but not in an urban environment. And there is even evidence that simply looking at nature scenes on a computer screen can help be restorative to your mind. I'll combine this with exercise, and we'll try and get outside for a walk over lunch where I'll listen to music or a podcast and get some vitamin D, which also helps with sleep. During times of stress and study, it can be easy to forget to eat or to grab junk food at the end of the day as a treat. When studying, it's vital you give your body the food it needs to keep you alert and healthy and not feeling sleepy or sluggish. So here are some key tips on nutrition for studying. Stay hydrated. Water accelerates the chemical reactions in our bodies and can quicken the rate at which our brains process information. Dehydration, on the other hand, can cause fatigue, forgetfulness, and sluggishness. It's recommended that we drink about 1.2 litres of water a day, and so I usually keep a large water bottle with me at all times and stay hydrated during long study sessions. Now, there is often the temptation to snack on sugary food while studying. It's been discovered that this is counterproductive because excessive sugar consumption leads to a temporary rush of energy, which is quickly followed by crashing blood sugar levels, causing fatigue amongst other things. Instead of sugary foods, try to snack on nuts, cottage cheese, figs, dried fruits, oatmeal, eggs, and yogurt. These protein-rich foods have been proven to improve memory retention, mental alertness, and increase your energy levels. To stay awake and alert, students often resort to caffeine. However, it's been discovered that caffeine only provides short-term support. Green tea is a great alternative and is filled with antioxidants as well as boosting your concentration. Leafy green vegetables like broccoli, spinach, and kale are packed with vitamin K, which help build pathways in the brain, as well as naturally occurring nitrates and antioxidants. They also contain B6 and B12, which are associated with improvements in alertness and memory. As in my video on forming habits, it's important that you get into a routine for studying. Over the years, I've trained myself that when I sit down in front of my computer or at my desk, I'm there to work, and this has become a habit for me. If you're studying, try and keep a regular study area that's only used for studying, and study at regular times when you know you're most alert. Don't study from your bed or the couch, and get into a routine where you're free from distractions and you can get into a flow state conducive to deep work. As in my video on time management, I'll prep my study area the night before and ensure that I know what I'm learning and my daily study goal. My phone and notifications will be switched to silent, and any social media I'll have blocked off. In the morning, I'll go straight to my desk, put on a lo-fi Spotify playlist, open my computer, and get down to work. I'll then leave my desk and study areas to take breaks, such as leaving the library or my home to go to the gym, or eat lunch, or go for a walk in nature. By having a regular study routine and location, you can condition yourself to study for longer periods of time. This brings me on to my last tactic, which is all about focusing on the reason for your studying. Even if I don't want to study, I'll hold leverage on myself by reminding myself that the reasons I need to work or study, and will visualize what passing an exam or test will look like. Motivating yourself is a superpower to help you hit your goals, and whether your motivation is to better yourself, beat others, or get a job or please your family, use this motivation to hold yourself accountable. I'll also routinely focus on what I need to do that day or week, rather than letting the volume or length of study overwhelm me, and will then reward myself for hitting milestones and for learning. Finally, I'll try and make learning into a game and remind myself how much fun it is to learn new facts and challenge myself to do questions. Maybe I'm a little bit weird, but when you start seeing studying as a challenge, learning becomes actually quite fun. And hopefully, what you're studying genuinely interests you and excites you on your path to your future career. So be grateful for the opportunity. Now, we've covered a number of topics in the learning series in this video, together with sleep. And if you'd like to dive into these topics in more detail, I've added in some links. I hope this video helps you with your studying and exam preparation. And if you have any other tips, do let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time.